Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you a couple things we're going to need for the next couple topics we cover in class. So I've opened up Minitab and loaded the accord price data set. Any data set works for this. I just wanted something that was familiar. The main thing I want to talk about here is residuals and fitted values. So if you do a simple linear regression, regardless of whether you use the fitted line plot or the fit regression model option, there's this button over here called storage. Now, let's go ahead and set something up, price and mileage. If you click storage, it's going to say, what specific things do you want to save from the output here? So if we say we want the residuals and the fitted values, what Minitab is going to do is it's going to create a new column that contains the residuals and a new column that contains the fitted values for each observation. So if we click OK, and we click OK, it's going to take a second to run. No. Okay, so the output here stores the residuals and the fitted values as their own variables, as their own columns in the data set. So this right here is a residual for the first observation. If we were to take the observed value 12, subtract the fitted value 11.8, we would get this residual right here. All right, so what this allows us to do is this allows us to do new graphs and analyses that weren't available to us before. You could construct your own scatter plot to be a residuals versus fitted values plot. You have more control over what it looks like. Or let's say that you're dissatisfied with the QQ plot that happens here. So we do this 4 and 1 plot, and you aren't sure if this really looks like it's normal or not, and you want some confidence bounds here. What you can do is you can come over here to graph and click probability plot and click the variable you want to make a graph for, and it's going to give you a probability plot with these confidence intervals on it to help guide your thinking. So this is a new option available to us. Now I want to point something out here. I ran that regression fitted line plot again, and by now you're probably starting to understand that Minitab remembers the options from each time you do it. If you keep running fitted line plot over and over and over without unclicking those buttons, you're going to keep getting new columns of residuals and fitted values added on. So this is something that you really want to not keep checked every time that you run it. You want to do this very intentionally when you're trying to answer a specific item. Okay. Another thing that you should probably know where it is we're going to talk about a runs test in class. You can do a runs test down here in non-parametrics, runs test. And you just do this, leave these options checked because the mean is what we usually want. And there we go, and we get the output here for this test. I will talk more about that test in class. Now, as we move into the rest of the semester, we're going to start using the fit regression model a lot more for this. So we're going to set up price and mileage. And the reason why we're going to do this is this allows us to have multiple regression models, plain and simple. And it's got the same options that we want over here. And specifically, it's got these storage options. So we can do the same fits and residuals, but now it's got more options for these. It's got leverages, we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about all of these different things at some point in some capacity. Okay, so, and you can check various things. Now, one more note that we're going to move into here. If you're using the fit regression model, in this results button, you might want to switch it to basic tables. The difference between basic tables and simple tables is that Minitab will partition the ANOVA table into more rows than we use. It's not incorrect what Minitab is doing, but in order to match the results that we're seeing in class and the results we'll get from the fitted line plot, the basic tables is the option that you probably want. The other thing to note is that hidden within this results button is the Durbin-Watson statistic. This is something we're going to talk about in class, and it is only available in the fit regression model. This option, Durbin-Watson statistic, is not in the simpler fitted line plot. Okay, so we do that, we can click that. It's giving us fits, residuals, and leverage values now. The Durbin-Watson statistic is hiding down here. Okay, now the last thing I want to talk about here is the different types of residuals that are in the Minitab options. So in class, we're going to talk about a few different types of residuals. If you click graphs, it asks you if you want regular, standardized, or deleted. We're going to talk about each of those in class, and that's where you would select that option here. For regression, fit regression model, it's a drop-down menu. But that is where you would specify which type of residual you want. All right, that's it for now.